I'll say the best player I ever played against was Ben Simmons.
What? Hell, listen.
Now he plays
Okay.
for Valencia. He's in EuroLeague. Um,
God.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, I think everyone that played overseas, like, like the Americans are the first to go.
Yeah, exactly. To see him play.
Oh my gosh, it was everything that they was hyping up to be. No, so I went there. A lot of people don't know JUCO is a dog eat world. Like,
Yeah,
if you ain't no
exactly.
dog, you not gonna survive because everybody hungry, everybody trying to make a name for themselves.
Yo, welcome to Simple B. Is your boy P. You know what it is. Hit the subscribe button. Today we have a special episode. This guy right now, he's a legend straight up. So I'm not gonna. This introduction don't have to be that complicated. Sniper legend. Let us welcome Maurice Creek. Welcome to Simple B Ball, man.
I appreciate that for sure.
Yeah. So yeah. Like we just talked about before we start recording. Can you talk a little bit about the T-bill? I mean, I found out about it today, and exactly what type of league is it? Yeah.
All right, so I mean the TBL is basically like a league that has a lot of good players in it. I mean, these players mostly decide not to go overseas. The league is basically for, I think, from March to like June. The finals hit in June. So right now I'm playing with a team called Capital Seahawks. Last year was their first season. They're from my state, from my area, Bowie, Maryland, and we did pretty well. We went to the finals last year. Unfortunately, we lost in the finals, but all in all, we had a great season.
Okay. What city are you from again?
I'm from Oxon Hill, Maryland. Basically
Maryland.
called PG County, but the team is from Bowie, Maryland.
Okay. So from actually what I found out today about the league, which is I don't know if they pay players. Are some players actually getting paid, or
Yeah,
is it
so
just
players get paid. You know what I'm saying? It's contracts involved, so it's not like you just out there playing for free. It's very competitive, has a lot of good teams, and it's always on the uprise. I remember when it first started, it was like a low league and it wasn't a lot of teams, but as the years went about, they started building more teams. People started getting more interested, and the league is starting to get bigger. It's actually getting bigger to the point where people are deciding not to go overseas so that they can, you know what I'm saying, be with their families and their loved ones and, you know, not have to be away from the
exactly?
overseas life for 9 months and then have to come back home. So, yeah, so it's really good
Yeah.
for everybody.
Okay, yeah, that's a great. I mean, basketball is moving forward, and I guess for a lot of Americans, exactly like you talk about this overseas thing, is like if I want to play this game, I really have to be away from my family for like 10 years straight if you actually do it good. So,
Absolutely.
and now you actually have you have the option, and I mean, listen, I mean, America is the greatest basketball nation at the end of the day, so it's actually dope that players get to stay home after college. Even though
Absolutely.
if you don't make it to the NBA or G League, right? So it's still one
Absolutely.
hoop. So no, it's great to hear, man. The way it was introduced to me, somebody said something that they actually use. A lot of the players actually now they can actually use the footage for if you want to go overseas too from the
Yeah.
TBL. Like it's so valuable. The league is so valuable right now that you can actually use that footage to get great gigs, from what I found out too. So
Yeah, absolutely. You know, everybody's watching. I mean, it's been people that made the league from the TBL. So, it's not
okay,
like it's not being noticed. Games are televised. They have their website where all the games are basically being recorded and promoted, and you never know who's watching. That's what I always tell
yeah.
people that want to, you know, go to the league or go play basketball for money anywhere. You know what I'm saying? You always want to put on your best show because you never know who's watching.
Yeah, for sure, exactly. Man, that's a great way for you at least to have your last stint, your last run after
Right.
this. After the career you had. So, okay, you're from Maryland, and did you play the Maryland, that area, the basketball? I mean, when we talk about youth level, high school, youth circles, like it's really competitive, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I think we have the best basketball state-wise. There's just so much talent
Yeah,
here that we produce, and from little boys and girls club all the way to the NBA level, it's always a rack of kids that end up getting to where they want to go. And honestly, for me, it just happened for me. I was around a lot of
yeah.
guys that just paved their way. Of course, my father, he paved the way first. Saying putting me through everything that I needed to be put through to get to this level. And
Okay.
and
Is
honestly, it's just
is that basketball? Did he play basketball too, your father?
he played basketball and football, but he stopped in high school to take care of his
Okay.
fam, take care of fam. So he saw the talent in me, and he gave me one of my first hoops, and um, I told him what I wanted to do, and we went from there. We just grinded all the way through, and um, so we never stopped from there.
Okay, that's really dope. And then, yeah, of course, you actually went to D1 college. How was it? How would you just describe your college experience? Because I saw that, I don't know if it's right, that you actually were able to transfer. Yeah, basically able to transfer and still play. Well, I
Yeah,
heard something. I mean, are you not supposed to redshirt when that
yeah.
happens?
So
So,
so what ended up happening was I started off at Indiana University.
yeah,
I was there from '09 to 2013. I had I was having a great freshman year. I averaged like 19.8 points per game before getting injured in one of the games right before the Big Ten started. And
oh, okay,
so yeah, that kind of like pushed my dreams of going to the league down. And I started, when you get hurt, you want to come back and be your best self. And then when I came back, I got
yeah,
hurt again. And then when I came back that next year, I got hurt again. So
okay,
having three surgeries in 22 months puts a real toll on your body. And
for sure.
as you're going along with the process, other people are coming in, and how
Yeah,
it goes. So it's
exactly.
like it's basically like next man up, and I felt that,
Yeah,
but I still felt like I could still play. So from my graduate year, because I did graduate from Indiana University and I graduated from George Washington. I went to George Washington
okay,
for my graduate year, and they gave me an opportunity. They said, "Hey, we need a shooter, we need a scorer, we need a leader," and I took that role in, and happened to take the team to the NCAA tournament, which they hadn't been in since 2007, which was 7 years
okay.
before. So I had a great run my senior year, and so I was blessed to be able to play. That's all that I wanted to do is show people that I could still play the game after even being injured that many times.
Yeah, exactly. So you actually got to redeem. Yeah, I mean, in a way, you got to definitely got to redeem yourself after going through these surgeries. Had a amazing start. Looking at the numbers, so as a freshman, it ain't many freshmen that actually get this type of starts. And yeah, how did the tournament go?
The tournament was cool. We ended up losing in the first round to Memphis.
Okay.
I ended up getting hurt in that game. I had to get stitches of like above my eye. We had collided heads, and of course he didn't get injured, but I did. So I ended
Okay.
up coming back in like the second half after like missing the whole first half, and it just was a little bit too late. They had their momentum, they had their run and everything like that, and but it was a good experience. I Even though I went to the NCAA tournament for Indiana, I think I played maybe approximately 30 seconds, and I think that was just because one of the games was in my hometown. Like it was basically like we were
Yeah.
playing in Washington D.C., so the coach was like
Okay.
wanting to put me in the game just to say, "Oh, he did it." But
Yeah.
it was, but actually getting the opportunity to play in the NCAA tournament and knowing that you're one of the key guys was a real good experience for me, and I definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah. No, that's a great way to bounce back after. Yeah, already going through after whatever you've been through these surgeries, man. It's actually it's surprising, but you're a shooter, man. So I guess, I mean, as long as you can get your body right, man. Oof. But
Yeah.
so okay, so you said your dreams is that we all. I mean, when we start hooping, I mean, at least till you turn 18, 19, we all have that dream to go to the league,
Yeah.
and then you have to be like, okay, start looking at your situation, be a bit realistic. Okay, maybe I should start thinking about something else. But in your case, did you already, even though now you actually got the team to the tournament, like, did you still have this a situation where you're actually thinking about going to the draft or going through the G League route, or were you already set? Did you already set your mind on going overseas?
In my case, I still thought I could still go to the league. I mean, even today, I still think I
Can
can still
imagine.
play in the league. I mean,
Yeah,
just off of the strength of what, even off the strength of what I do best,
yeah.
and what I could bring to a team is just, that's what the league produces. They produce a lot of shooters.
Yeah,
Um,
now, yeah,
yeah,
definitely. That's a different. I mean, 2014 was maybe a different story, but I guess
right.
what you're saying.
Right. Yeah. So now they have a lot of shooters, but back then I don't think they really had the amount of shooters that they have today.
No,
Um, but you know, I felt like I didn't get the opportunities that I was supposedly supposed to get there. I only had one pre-draft workout, which I did well in. I did it for the Wizards. But they
okay.
ended up picking Jordan Clarkson that year, which I kind of understand. You know, when you looking at somebody
Oof.
who had three surgeries in 22 months, they kind of
Yeah,
depended on it being an injury prone guy. They want to go with a fresh body. They want to go with somebody who's probably younger, got more mileage on. I mean, needs to get. They can put the mileage on him to
yeah,
produce that guy into what they want him to be produced in, and I definitely got it, but I knew I was gonna go somewhere. So
absolutely.
after I didn't uh, succeed on what I wanted to do, I definitely just chose the overseas route and definitely had a good career with that.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out fine. I mean, now it's easy hindsight, easy to say it. Now, after you know, play in where all these places that you actually played,
Yeah,
because yeah, you've been around Europe. Let's get that straight. So
absolutely,
shit, you probably oversaw Europe better than the States right now.
absolutely.
Okay, so how was okay, we can start with your first season. It's crazy. You played for Leiden. I actually been there. Like when I was like 8 years old, I was like, wow. I didn't know they have a
Really?
team now, but so yeah, it's a weird coincidence. But yeah, so you got to Leiden at Netherlands.
Yep.
I don't have that much information, especially about that league, though. Despite that, it's really, or except that it's really competitive league.
Yeah.
How was that first start?
Well, it's crazy that I didn't start off at Leiden. So
Okay.
I started in Den Helder, and we were called the Den Helder Kings. But and we were a really good team. It's funny that we just beat Leiden, and they were the number one team in the league. But because of like
Okay.
money issues, people weren't getting paid on time. The boss couldn't
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
keep
exactly.
yeah, he couldn't keep up with the process. The team had went bankrupt, so I was without a job for
Yeah.
about 2 or 3 months, and my uncle was living in Den Haag, which is in the Netherlands, for a while. And
Oh,
he kept me there. I was contemplating on going back home, but I understood that if I went back home, it would be harder to get back in from the States back overseas. So I decided to
Yeah.
stay there with him until I got a job, and Layden picked me up in the middle of the season. It was tough because, being a new guy on the team in the middle of the season, you got to learn a lot. You got to learn the people. You got to learn the players. You got to
On
understand
the
the
fly.
coach, and yeah, on the fly. And they're a top team, so uh, I didn't really get uh, the amount of time that I thought I should have. But it was a great season for
Yeah.
me because I started off great. I mean, I was averaging like 18 points per game as a rookie. We had three
Yeah.
people. We had three people that were in the top. I think we were top five in scoring. So my point guard Brandon Frazier was averaging like 17. I was averaging 18, and then the power forward Cole Dickerson was averaging like 20 points per game. So us three being,
Damn.
we
Yeah.
all were rookies too. So all three of us were rookies. So it was just like, all right, we knew we had to put the team on our back, and that's what we did until we couldn't, what I'm saying, actually play for the team no more. But going into Layden, it was
Yeah.
it was a great experience. The city was great. I loved like the crowd. They're so energetic. To this day, I still kind of see them playing, and I think they're in the FIBA Cup now, if I'm not mistaken. And
Okay.
they just keeping up with their tradition, which is winning.
Okay. So later, man. So, but that's the thing. Well, I mean, listen, that's a interesting start as a rookie, just going overseas. Like you just mentioned, you have to experience this bankruptcy on the
Yeah,
team. That's not the greatest way to start, and then yeah, the waiting game. You made a decision because I know a lot of Americans exactly where they end up when they have that little dilemma of should I just go home and wait or should I just stay? But it's always better to stay. But it's a risky move to stay if you don't really have people that can hold you down at least for I don't know maybe a month or two, whatever it be. Taking a chance with yourself like you did, and but it worked out. It worked out. I mean, you got through a season. There ain't many people that get
absolutely.
through the first season, especially
Right, right.
so. And then from there, man, yeah, things started to take off. Denmark, right? Denmark top
Yep.
league. Germany, like, bro, you have. So it's funny, actually. I mean, growing up in Sweden now, like you're basically around the around Sweden, but not Sweden. But okay, if I can ask, how was the Denmark start? Because
The Denmark is pretty good.
how did that start? Because did you play that full season with the Sisu Copenhagen?
So I didn't start there.
Or
So
okay,
I ended up getting to that team late. I think they were like maybe 1 or 2 months in, and I was talking to my agent at the time, and really couldn't find a job. And then he found that job,
yeah,
and he was basically saying, "Hey, this team actually needs you to put, what I'm saying, you got to put them on your back. Like, what I'm saying? Like, they need a score, and
yeah,
that's what you do best. So let's see what that's about." And I went there. I was nervous at first, uh, just because again, you gotta understand everything. When you go into an organization late, they don't really get you, and then they got players there already that's probably was producing and everything like that. But they were real
yeah,
welcoming. They knew what it was. They understood through the first practice that I was gonna be their guy, and they accepted the role, and I accepted the role as being, what I'm saying, their leader, their guy. We had a really talented group. We just needed to learn how to win games. It's hard winning
yeah,
when you got a team that's already established. But I had a really great
yeah,
year there. I was averaging like 24 points a game there, and I think that year kind of solidified to people like who I actually was as a person and a basketball player. Like they knew was the type of person where I enjoyed the game so much that I could sometimes be overly doing it. You know what I mean? Like I love to win.
Yeah,
I love winning more than I hate losing. Like I want to
yeah,
win everything. So I push players. I enjoy when teammates push me. That's just how you get the
yeah,
best out of everybody. And um,
absolutely.
so I had a great year that year, and then it just went on from there as far as the years.
So, yeah, I'm not really aspiring to hear exactly what everything that you just mentioned. And with that, I actually have this question. I mean, normally, of course, Americans. One of the reasons I'm actually doing this podcast too, which you can definitely relate to. Like, no matter where y'all go, first of all, yeah, for me at least, I play with a bunch of Americans. Many have been really unappreciated. It's
Hmm.
yeah, been unappreciated, and it's just so expected. I don't know if Michael Jordan, who made that expectation, but every American they bring in, you have to be that guy no matter what, and
Absolutely.
which is cool for everyone that gets the role. But at the same time, it comes with a lot of responsibilities. During those times, you can you can be without your salary, but you still gotta produce. Like
Absolutely.
it can be weird, but for you, I mean, as a player, especially now, you mentioned all these injuries you've gone through. Like you're not really I guess you're humble, but I guess your work ethic must be up there because I'm seeing what I'm seeing. I'm just checking out that season when you got to Copenhagen. You got there. If I'm right, maybe whatever I'm watching is off. You got there in January or something because you say it took you some time,
Yep.
and you
So
dropped 25.
yeah, yeah,
So that's is I mean I don't know this ain't standard panic we talk about that's real that's some real shit right
yeah.
there.
So yeah, I mean,
Can you
when you
describe what how the hell do you stay in that tip top shape and then just come in bang 25 and it was followed you followed it up with 30 y'all got the win so
yeah, for me, I always felt like, and especially going through it the first year, when you
yeah
go overseas as an American, they expect you to be the best person everywhere you
yeah
go. Even
yeah
at the top leagues, you say Euro League or Euro Cup or
yeah all of them
China League, they expect the American to be the top guy because of what we have. We have the NBA, we have the G League, we have, what I'm saying, we have people who are just
yeah
waiting home to go overseas. We basically feel like we have the most talent. And what I'm saying, in some cases, some people in their country might say, no, we have the most talent. But honestly,
yeah
when you when you go overseas
mhm,
as an American, if you're not producing right away, you're gonna get cut. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're not
exactly
producing to the expectations of what a team expect you to proceed, and you will get cut.
exactly
You know what I'm saying? So certain
yeah
people don't understand that when the players that are from their country have more benefits than an American, because even if that person is not producing to the expectations of what you are supposed to proceed in, you still have a shot because you won't get as cut as easily as an American would. You know what I'm saying? Because
of
they
course
feel
yeah
they feel like they can just go get another American. They might have to pay more or they may pay less, but all in all, they
yeah that's
feel
true yeah
like
exactly you may
you
actually pay
know,
less
all in all, they feel like, all right, if I expect Maurice Creek to go come in here and average 20 a game and win basketball games for my team, he better come in and score 20 a game and my team better be winning. Or I can go find the
yeah
next person for even less money than I just paid Maurice Creek to do the exact same thing I just asked Maurice Creek to do. So I tell people all the
yeah
time, when you playing basketball overseas as an American, you gotta be your mindset has to be, I have to put a team on my back, because the time you try to let another nationality of a player do that, they'll cut you and pay less for their nationality guy, because hey, you're home. You have more benefits.
Yeah,
We have to, as
exactly.
an American, you're getting an apartment, car, food sometimes, you know what I'm saying, all that other stuff.
Yeah,
We don't know what the other nationality might have. They might, you know what I'm saying, be able to go home to their families. You know what I'm saying? They might have
yeah,
their
yeah,
own
yeah,
cars. They might have their own food. They might have,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So for me, my mindset every year was just, I just have to be on leadership mode. I have to be that guy that comes in and do what I do best, which is I score. I can score, but I can play make for others, and you know what I'm saying, and win games. And that was just always my mindset every year.
Yeah, exactly. No, but that's true. I mean, it is right. You had the right mindset. So that's the. With that said, it's basically. I'm not gonna say this NBA, of course, is the best league or whatever. G League, but it's like y'all. I mean, y'all gotta work harder than a lot of NBA players in a way that you guys that actually played overseas in the off season, especially because right now what I just watched, where your situation, you didn't even get a fair preseason, if you can put it that
Hmm.
way, and then
Right.
came in. You have to carry the team. Great, at least you have freedom when you're coming in. But that stamina, your body, like being ready for. You can never. It's hard to prepare, no matter how hard you practice to prepare for
Absolutely.
a game, right? And
Absolutely.
but it looked like that wrist worked at least. So shit. No, that was impressive, man. Shit, that. So no, that's gonna be interesting. So okay, but so the team. I mean, no, you did great, and then the next year, yeah, you got to Germany. So how's the waiting game for you, if I can ask? Before you went to Germany, did it have a kind of similar situation?
Yeah. So I mean, in Germany, it was tough. You know, every year, I think the majority of my years going overseas, I had to wait and not really had a preseason. I think the only time I had a
That's what I'm
preseason,
seeing right now.
yeah, I think it was only a couple of years where I had a preseason, and it's just majority of people kind of looked at it less, like looked at me lesser than other people, and I get it, because of the surgeries that I had, because of the things I had to endure and encounter. It didn't matter what I did for the next team. They felt like they could find somebody with a fresh body that could do the same thing as me, and then when they couldn't find
Yeah.
it, they found me.
Right.
So
Yeah,
that's
yeah. Let's call him back.
yeah, right. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always took it personal wherever I went. I always
Okay.
try to have my best years, because I I never really got the opportunity just to be me, just to have a
Full
regular
season.
preseason. You know, I think, like I said, Kiev, when I was at Kiev, Ukraine, I had a preseason. Uh,
Yeah, exactly. I saw that. You had played
yeah,
more
I
games as you
don't,
can
I
see.
can't even, I can't even.
Finland.
Oh, in Finland, I had a preseason. Finland, I had a preseason.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't remember having a preseason.
Yo, this is crazy, man. Listen, I mean, I knew it was had a dope career, but that's actually. I mean, how you actually got to play for this long? I mean, you already, man, you played for like 10 years overseas.
In years, yep.
So 10, 10 seasons.
No preseason.
And from what I can see, it's like three preseasons.
Preseason,
No,
right?
two. Oh shit, yeah, two. Exactly from what I can
Two
see, right? It's
preseasons.
two preseasons.
So imagine going 10 years overseas, and you gotta consistently do the same thing every year. You gotta consistently know or figure out a team when they already have their stuff established, and how they are going to establish to you, and how you come in, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. It's a lot. It's a lot. You know, it was a lot for me. But like I
Sorry that didn't
said,
work out. That part didn't work out for me. I can tell you that much. Coming in the middle of the season, shit, I needed that preseason at least. Yeah, at least. Yeah, damn. Okay. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. That's actually. And this is. I mean, it is unusual when you think about it. Actually, to have that type of career, bro. You
Yeah.
take a bit straight up. I mean, I get it. It sounds like you understood early that okay, this is who I am, like you said, and this is how I basically gotta prepare for a season, and but it's still tough mentally. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I mean, just getting that because I played in Norway. That was basically Sweden and Norway. So
Okay.
as Norway is close to Sweden, so it wasn't that stressful, if I can put it
Yeah.
that way. But still waiting for that, I don't know, that message or that call for getting that call in August, basically, because your summers you don't know where you're going to end up. You don't know how life
Yep.
is looking like, and that way. So you can't even. I mean, you don't even want to get into whatever it can be commit to a relationship or something because you don't know how your life is looking. Shit like that. When you were young and shit, at least for me. So
Yeah.
I'm saying that, and then. But yeah, then when you get that call in September or August, September, then bam, you gotta switch up, prepare
Absolutely.
yourself, and yeah, and be ready for the season. And
Absolutely.
but you kind of, but exactly from where we were, exactly Germany or Denmark, Germany. You didn't get a preseason. Then you go to Finland. Basically, that's when it looks like you got a full season Finland and Ukraine. How was that? If you describe after going through this, after going through your first 3 seasons like you have been going through.
I felt more comfortable, you know,
Yeah,
out of having a preseason. You get to learn the guys, you get to mold with
yeah,
the guys, you get to build your identity as a team. So when I got my first preseason, I felt like I was able to be more of me than the other seasons. I mean, even though when I come in late, I still understood what my job was. It was
yeah,
like I was more timid and shy to be me at first because I'm like, all right, I got to learn what this guy likes to do. I got to learn what that guy likes to do. How is a guy gonna mold with me? You know what I'm saying? As me
yeah,
being the basketball player that I am, and them understanding that because I came in at this time, it meant that either somebody got cut or they needed some help. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah,
don't know what the ego system of everybody might be. You don't know none of that. But honestly, it made me the preseason made me better than the regular seasons. You know, I
yeah,
learned that when you have a preseason with guys, um, they actually know what it is and what it ain't. You know what I'm saying? When it comes
yeah.
to
Sure.
playing with me, you know, so
Tendencies.
right. And when I didn't have the preseason, um, it took me a while to get up the speed, up the par, you know what I'm saying, learning the plays. Still could put the ball in the basket, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you gotta understand it's a whole totally different mindset between going in preseason and not going in preseason.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that a new team at the same time. You just mentioned. I mean, knowing the sets or learning the sets. I mean, and it's like you got to pick it up in a day. And even
Yeah,
if when you, even if you know the sets, it's different when it's in your backbone, like you practice it for a long time or months.
absolutely.
Preseason is in the backbone. You know when he goes there, I'm gonna do this, blah blah blah. Get this screen, screen over there. Coming off,
Hmm.
you already know what 5 seconds before you catch the ball, you already know where the ball, where you're gonna shoot
Right,
it from,
right,
stuff like that. You're looking at
right.
the scoreboard, like you can manipulate the game different ways, but which I guess exactly you got to do more of that in Finland, and yeah, I mean, look like you. So I mean, it looked like you averaged your 20, and you did your thing. How did it go for the team since you actually got your full
So
season? How did it? Yeah, how
we
was
were
the team season?
young. We were young as a group. Uh, Even though I was one of the older guys, we had a couple of guys
Yeah,
that were older than me. We didn't really have. the talent to win certain games that we needed to win.
Yeah,
We didn't have the money to bring in guys. Even though we had 4 or 5 Americans at that time, I had got hurt. Um, in that season, I had a partial tear in my hamstring, and
oh,
I had to sit out for like maybe 3 weeks to a month. So they brought another guy in, and coming back, we had 5 guys, 5 Americans, and um,
yeah,
the season ended out. We started winning games, but
yeah,
we didn't when we needed to win the big games. We couldn't win the big
yeah.
games.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, so y'all didn't make. I mean, for the Simple B subscribers out there, the Finland top league is a really
League.
tough league, bro. That's a really good league. I mean, all these leagues you played in so far are really, or all the leagues you played in are really good leagues. So that's what I'm trying to get out there too. Like people sometimes now just they heard the big names or big more known country, Germany or the top league there, Spain or Italy, France. But all the top leagues in Europe are competitive, like really, really
Absolutely.
high level basketball. So that's why I'm saying, like, you just coming in there, no preseason, and damn, killing. So no, that means you had it. But okay, but so y'all missed the playoffs with the Finland, right?
Yeah, we
Or
definitely missed playoffs.
okay. Ah, but you got your full season shit. I mean, how did that feel for you? Just after they're like, yo, you be like, yo, listen, I just got a season.
Yay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool, but nah, but that's really dope. And Ukraine, the year after, that was
Yeah.
a full season too.
Yeah.
So yeah, how was that? How's that league? Actually,
Oh, it's very competitive. It's very
it is
competitive,
right.
and yeah, and it gets better and better every year. Um, I think the war kind of pushed it down a little bit, but I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on with that now. But
No, I
um,
mean,
yeah, before the war happened and stuff, that my first year in Ukraine, I think was one of my better years.
yeah,
I had to really learn a lot, and we were talented. We were talented as a group. We went to the championship that year. We lost in the
yeah,
championship. We lost in the championship to Kimmich that year. We lost 3-0, but to get to the championship in that league was crazy because of so many teams in that league are top level teams,
yeah.
and um I had to that was my first year I actually had to learn how to play point guard. So the majority of
Okay.
my years I played shooting guard, which I had no problem playing point guard, but everybody wanted me to be the shooting guard because of I can score the basketball.
Yeah.
But to begin the year, we had a point guard, but he was really young. So
Okay.
it was certain things that was happening that we didn't want that happen as a team,
Yeah.
turning over the ball. He was getting nervous sometimes, stuff like that. So I had a conversation with coach that year and he was like, "Hey, we want you to play point guard." And I'm like, "Me play point guard?" Like I'm like, "Oh man, I'm for the
All right.
challenge."
Cool.
And
Yeah.
so it taught me how to create more for others. It
Yeah.
taught me, even though I already knew how to do it, it's different when you're playing point guard at the high school level or a little bit at the college level, and then you go to
Yeah.
the professional level and have to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's different. They're picking you up 94 feet. They're picking
Every session.
every possession. They're gonna, you know what I'm saying? You got to be in tip top shape to play point guard. But I loved it though because I felt like I was in control of everything. I could
Yeah.
do whatever I wanted to do with that basketball. I felt like I was in control, and then we end up signing a point guard. He, I think he's from Latvia, if I'm not mistaken. So, and he had that Spanish feel. So he was a passer. still could score, but he was a real passer. And then they bumped me back to the 2 guard spot, and I felt more comfortable after that. So, um, yeah, for me, that was one of my best years. I was happy about that year for sure.
Yeah, I was about to ask a question that question later. So yeah, but exactly. So you feel like that was your best year as a basketball player? This
Yeah,
okay, yeah, makes sense. I mean, full season, and you actually managed to handle that change, just going, switching to point guard, and I mean, there ain't many players that I mean, yeah, from guard you can go to, bringing the ball up sometimes, but when they really actually tell you like, yo, we need you
every
to start
play.
playing point guard,
Yeah,
it's like,
a
yeah,
lot.
that's different. The league, high level league like that, then yeah, I went. You say you went to the finals.
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't go to
Okay.
France. I didn't go to France. I went to
No, I meant the finals. Yeah, I went to the
oh, to the
finals.
finals, to the finals. Yeah, to the
Yeah,
finals.
yeah.
Yeah, we went to the finals that year. It was an amazing year. I definitely enjoyed that year for sure. That was actually my first
Okay.
time in the professional setting getting to a finals. It was just a whole totally different atmosphere than what
Yeah,
people realize. When you're in the regular season, you might get a packed crowd here and there. You might get,
yeah,
you might, if you know what I'm saying, you play a lesser team, they might not show up.
yeah,
We supposed to win that game. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go to the big games. But when you're in the finals, every game is packed house. Every game was,
yeah.
it was fun. It was fun.
Alright, okay. Oh, damn, man. Shit. That's nice. And then the season after. Now, did you get? Okay, I mean, COVID happened. If I'm not.
Yeah.
So because I saw you, it looks like you played. I mean, 4 games. So I guess you got hit by. You basically hit. Oh, the season stopped for you. So, but how was
Yeah.
it? Israel second.
So with Israel, it was more difficult for me.
Yeah,
I love it there. It's a beautiful country. It's
yeah.
always warm, stay warm all year round. It was more Americanized than other spots. I loved it there.
Okay.
But me and the coach, we just didn't see eye to eye. He wanted me to
Yeah.
do everything. Like, when you're at Israel second
Yeah.
league, they expect, again, we were talking about it, as an American, you got to be able
Yeah.
to produce. But this was a different type of produce. He wanted me to stat sheet
Yeah.
stuff like
Okay.
every
Triple
stat
double.
line, and it was tiring for me because of how I
Yeah.
really could not manage trying to do it all and not getting tired at the same time. Like, he wanted me to damn near block shots. That's how much
I mean,
he wanted for my group. And you know what I'm saying, I was starting off great. We just could not win a game. We just did not. We had a couple of games we could have won, but
yeah.
all in all, we didn't win them. So when that happens, they don't look at, what I'm saying, what can we do to make this better. They just look at it like I couldn't get the job done. And
Exactly. That's what it
yeah, I
is.
got fired from there and end up going to a team called Promete, which is a Euro Cup team now, and they're from Ukraine. So I went back to Ukraine after Israel. Um,
Okay, was that in the same season?
yeah, same
Or
season, same
okay.
season. Yeah, so then and that team right there was more talented than a lot of the teams that I played on over like overseas period. You know what I'm saying? We was actually going to win the championship that year. That's how
Yeah.
talented we were. Um,
Okay.
we end up we end up beating a team called Dnipro. They were the number 1 team in the league, and we were the number 3 team in the league at the time. And then COVID hit, and when COVID hit, everything shut down. And
Yeah.
so we didn't know if we were going to be able to resume play or anything of that nature. They
Yeah.
just shut the whole league down. So we never got an opportunity to go get a championship that year.
I mean, that's tough. So you actually, I mean, you get fired. I mean, now you played so many seasons. So I guess when you got fired at that point, didn't really I mean, it didn't hurt you like that, and you got
Yeah,
a new job.
I
You were more
yeah, it
seasoned.
actually that
It
one
did.
actually hurt. That hurt my feelings. I ain't
Okay.
gonna lie, it did because I felt like I was putting everything on the line for this group. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah.
I
Okay.
was scoring, doing the stuff that I know how to do: rebound, score the basketball, create for others.
Yeah.
But it was like it just wasn't enough. You
It
know what I
wasn't
mean?
enough
Like
anyway.
I just I'm
You're
like,
not good enough. You know,
yeah, I'm
basically,
not.
they give you
That's
that.
and that's how they made me feel. You know, I wasn't
Yeah.
good enough, and so um, it just was like, man, like they don't understand. Like I'm still, even though I'm recovered from the surgery and whatnot, I have a different
Yeah.
path. I have a different path than others. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Definitely.
I'm literally putting a lot more mileage on my body than others because they don't have to really worry about what I have to worry about as an American. As an American,
Exactly.
I have to make sure the game is won. As an American, I have to make sure this basketball gets put in the bucket enough for a game to be won, and I got to
Yeah.
make sure my teammates are happy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? As a coach,
Yeah.
you're not really thinking like, like
Yeah. Then you
he has
just
a
try
lot of
to deliver.
responsibility on his back, right? And it just didn't happen. So I mean, and it happens that way sometimes. But that
Yeah.
was my first time actually getting fired. So from a team, so that yeah, it hurt my feelings a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
So no, well, yeah, no, for sure, I got you. I mean, like you're saying, at the end of the day, like you put your body on the line, and I have never have a major injury, but still, like we're talking about. I mean, you're a hard worker, you know, you're working out every day, like you're trying to, and and people don't understand this thing where maybe you can relate to. I guess you can relate to, like carrying a team is not the same as being a role player. I mean, at the end of the
Absolutely
day,
not.
like you know, what I'm saying,
Absolutely
mentally, bro.
not.
I mean, you know what I'm saying. Even though you're in the starting lineup, if you're just I don't know, just a guy on the starting lineup, it's not the same
Yeah,
as having that responsibility of you have to
yeah,
carry the team. It is a concept which can never be really. I mean, it's hard to break down how you're supposed to carry a team because every player does it such a different ways, or everybody
right.
do it different ways. But it is an art to it too, which I
Yeah.
don't even think coaches understand. I mean, they just expect you to.
Nah,
You
they
know?
just expect because they didn't have to. They don't have to go out there and produce like how we do. You know, their job is to
Yeah,
make sure the games are won, but our jobs as
exactly.
players, you know what I'm saying? We gotta
So
practice 2 times a day. We gotta,
yeah,
you know, we gotta make sure our bodies is right every single day. We gotta ice down. We gotta make sure our teammates is happy. If the teammate feel like they ain't getting the ball enough,
yeah.
how can we
You
put him in the project enough to make him happy and still have to produce yourself because
yeah.
if you know what I'm saying, it's just a lot. And I
No,
don't
no, no. I
think
get that part.
yeah, it's a
I
lot.
remember. I mean, listen. I mean, I played no. When I played here in Norway, I mean, I had some seasons. I mean, I had some good and bad seasons for sure. But exactly what you talk about, that this thing of maybe you have a teammate that is down, like you need him, but he's literally
Yeah,
down and he's not playing well, and you actually sacrificing your time, your free time, actually just to go to get him mental straight,
right.
stuff like that, and yeah, I mean it's a art, so I get that part of so it will hurt when you actually try to do your best, and then they're like, you know what,
Absolutely.
we don't need your services because you
Yeah,
did
you wasn't good enough.
5
You
and
didn't do your
12.
right. You didn't do your job well enough. You weren't good enough for me, so we get rid of you. That's how they treated
I
me that year.
had I had a coach that literally said that shit to another player. Like, me, I was, we didn't see eye to eye, shit like that, blah, blah, blah. I even brought in players, like, I did, like, just a quick story, brought in players, all that. And then all of a sudden, he started fucking with me. And I started complaining, and then he went to the other guys, and he was like, I think around that time, I was maybe averaging around 17, 19, something like that. And he didn't even,
Okay.
and it's, it's at a point, you don't even want me on the court, but I'm still, every time I basically shoot, it's like, I hope you miss, but, you make it. It was a weird dynamic. And he literally went to the guys and said, if he was averaging 35 and 16, then we can talk about it. But right now, this 17 points, giving him enough juice to even talk.
Man, they don't
He said that, and
understand.
guys came to me, I was like, what the I never thought about it until you just
You're
to
right.
be honest.
They don't
God, yeah.
understand.
So, no, that's crazy. Philly nigga, actually. But yeah, anyway. I have a little grudge against Philly niggas, but Meek Mill kind of saved them. But, okay, let's move to, so you did basically, yeah, you got hit by COVID, which was sad. And, but you got a job right after. I mean, after the COVID things kind of messed it up for a lot of players, just getting jobs. Teams want to bring players, like all of that was weird. But you got your full season again. I could see at least at that time, right? With the
Bucharest. Yep, that's another full season. Okay, so I had three full seasons.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So yeah, that was one of my fun seasons. It was I loved it there. That was one of them spots where you could just relax, and you could just, even if I didn't play basketball, that would be a spot. If I wanted to live somewhere overseas, I would live in Bucharest. It was just that nice. It was just that nice. And I had one of my guys there. We still talk to this day. His name is Kenny Brown. We pushed each other through that season because it was really hard. Because again, we were a really young team. We had the talent, but we were also young. And then I'm an older guy now that still is not old, but I'm at my prime years to a point where like I have to really put a team on my back. And he felt the same way. So we both felt like we really had to put this team on our back to even get an opportunity to win a game. And we didn't get too many wins, but all in all, we felt like we did our best trying to put the team on our back. We just needed a little bit more talent-wise. We had a couple of guys that helped us out. We had a veteran shooter, lefty shooter that was from Romania, and Andre. But again, when you got you could have four guys that can put up a good enough stat, but when you're going against a whole team, you know what I mean? It's definitely different. We met up against teams like Cluj, right? That they had. It felt like everybody on that team was a great player in their own way. So even if they was missing somebody or they had a great enough team that it was just like, man, we couldn't beat them. We couldn't beat them. We would have to have our perfect game. We would have to have a perfect game to beat them. But we had a great year. I think that was a good year for me. As far as stat wise,
I can see actually. I actually found one of the stats for one of the games. Yeah, they look like the score is really spread around that roster. Like 6 guys in double digits and one. Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, for sure. So I actually found found 2 of those games. Yeah, that's exactly. So the American that you play with, what position did he play?
He played the point guard position, so we were the backcourt together. So we had an understanding about each other, which was amazing, and that's why I really rock with my dog, because like he understood, like, man, if we even want to get close, we gotta actually put everything on the line, and he was a scorer like me. So we played off of each other, you know what I'm saying? We passed the ball. No, we passed the ball to everybody, but when times got tough, they knew, and we knew it had to go between us two to kind of pan out games. And like I said, I learned a lot that year just because of, even though we were a talented group, talent don't win games. Like, you gotta really have a team to win a game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, of course, and I mean, your case. I mean, listen. I mean, at the end of the day, they actually kept y'all around for the whole season too, which is, I mean, especially when it's not really going well for the team They're gonna be like, you know what, fuck it, let us just pay them,
Right.
and let the young guys play the last month or something like that.
Right.
Clubs can move that way, which makes sense on their end.
Yeah. And then we went through a couple of coaches as well. We went through like 3 coaches that year. So not only were we, what I'm saying, young, we were trying to adjust to all 3 of the coaches too. So that was a different experience for me as well.
Yeah, of course. I get 3 coaches 1 season, just one. I mean, one coaching change at least that can give you a little spark. Like, okay, guys, whatever, fresh starts, let's get it. You give new energy. But the third coach, bro, that it's like
Yeah.
I don't know how to react to that one. So, and then you went back to you got back. So Ukraine, you really got. I mean, you established your name over there.
Yeah. Yeah. I really wish the war didn't happen. Like that
Yeah,
because Ukraine is a really nice place. When they think of Ukraine, people think like, oh, it's not that nice and stuff like that. But when you go to these cities and stuff like that, it's really a nice place. You know what I mean? I
yeah, I heard.
enjoyed my time. Definitely enjoyed my time in Ukraine. But yeah, I went back there for a 3rd season, and that's when everything kicked off with the war.
Yeah, okay. So did you have to stop in the middle of everything? Like,
Hmm.
damn. I wasn't.
Yeah,
I don't remember the gas prices, bro. I was like, yo, man, this is getting.
man,
So
man.
you were actually there. Shit.
Yeah, I was actually a part of it. They stopped the season. They stopped the
Yeah,
season because you know I had always was hearing overseas that a war was going to happen, but nothing happened. So me
yeah.
being me, I never thought that the war that happened between Russia and Ukraine was going to happen just because I was
No,
hearing
no,
it,
people.
just because I was hearing it every year. And then
Yeah,
was already playing games. We done won a couple of big games. We done lost a couple of games, but we were like, all right, we were building that trust between each other because this was another late year for me. This wasn't
yeah.
like I was there for preseason. This was me, coming in late. People having to
Exactly.
understand who I was, what I'm saying, what I do. And I had a guy that's from my area that played on the same. We played on the same team together. His name is
Okay.
Zaid Hurst, and um,
Okay.
we were both scorers. We was same like the years before, where I had a guy that you know what I mean, going back and forth as far as
Yeah.
like wanting to score and stuff like that. Not nothing negative, but it's more so like we had that threat. You know what I'm saying? Where
Yeah.
you had to worry about both guys. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
we just felt like this could have been a good year just because I had just got there and I just felt comfortable because everybody made me feel comfortable. I knew one of the
Yeah.
coaches from the first year in Ukraine. He was one of the assistant coaches for the team. Uh,
Okay.
so everything was just coming into play with everything. We had a good enough core to win some games, and then the war happened, and everybody started dipping out, but I didn't. So I got stuck in the war. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
I got caught in all of that. So I was at that time they didn't know if the league was going to resume or not. So,
Yeah.
what I'm saying, people were telling me to get out, but I'm like, I didn't want to get out, not being paid, not none. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wasn't paid yet or none of that. So I uh I stayed, and
Yeah.
then when it actually happened, they paid me, but now it's hard. It's really hard to get me out of the area. So
Yeah.
because
That's what I can imagine.
the Russians we were right by the Black
Bomb
Sea.
your flight, bro.
Yeah,
Shit.
you're right, exactly. They had already threw bombs at the Odessa airport, which is where I'm close to. Then they
Oh
already
shit! I was just joking.
so
Okay, oh shit! That actually,
nah,
yeah, I
that
can
actually
imagine that.
happened.
Yeah, they were
So
actually
they
tearing
are
cities down, man. Now
yeah,
we
yeah,
laughed 2025, but that
and
shit was crazy, actually.
yeah, and I'm right. Like I said, I'm right by the Black Sea. So like
Oh,
the soldiers were coming up from the water from the Black Sea. So if they felt like anything was going on, you hear a siren go off. My assistant coach, Coach Terry, was coming to pick me up from my apartment, and we had to go through we had to go down a bunker site just to be safe. You know what I'm saying? Big metal door, all of that. We had to go down there for about a couple of hours. Then I was able to go back home. But if I could go home for 2 minutes if I heard that siren go off, and because it was a blackout, it's no lights, no none of that. We talking about a blackout. You know what I mean? So we had to. It was really crazy, man. I don't wish that on nobody, because that was really crazy. I mean, just seeing like people were like bum rushing people to get out. You know what I mean? They were.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was right across the street from a gas station. I'm talking about the gas line was that all the way down the street. You know what I'm saying? People trying to get gas to get out. People not even being able to use the bridges to get out. People, you know what I mean? It was just it was a lot. And then when I did get out and was on the road, man, you know what I'm saying? I had gotten to like this Uber car, like another one of my assistant's sisters was there. He had to stay because at that time, if you was Ukrainian and you were above 18, you had to fight. You had to fight. So he had to stay, and because my American coach was considered Ukrainian because he was there for like 25 years, he had to stay. But the women didn't have to stay. So my assistant coach's sister and wife were in the car with me, just bawling out, crying because they understood that, you know what I'm saying, their brother or their husband had to stay and fight and stuff like that. And then we on the road, you can just see where all like the bombs hit in the street. You could see like it was just crazy. It was like really looking at like a Call of Duty site, like, you know what I mean, like people with the guns and scopes and stuff like that. And man, it was one time we had to stop and I had to have my passport ready because the people were like, you know what I'm saying, they wanted to make sure you wasn't bringing in a fugitive or something like that, or you know what I'm saying? So they had to explain to the person, like, I'm sitting there nervous as I don't know what with my American passport. They was like, nah, he played basketball. We trying to get him to the Moldavian border and everything like that, man. And it was like people were using like dirt from the like dirt to build a hill and got like the peepholes for like if they had to shoot. It was crazy, man. Then when I got to the Moldavian border, you could just see hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people at the border. I was stuck at the border for 9 hours before I can get into my car. And it's cold with 2 bags. Yeah, man, it was crazy. Man.
You don't know if they want, basically attack the border or whatever. Like,
man.
So, everybody, chef, wow. I mean, I never spoke to anyone that actually was there, man. Like, I mean, I maybe spoke to somebody that that said they have family over there, but it was just the type of thing where I wish you and your family were. But now this is the first time I actually hearing that from someone that were actually there.
Yeah, man. Damn. It just was really crazy because the way I got out, I was playing for a team in the summertime called Sideline Cancer. We were a TBT team, and that's like a tournament that there's a big high paying tournament. And they just knew a Green Beret guy. So he's like a real guy that gets people out. He was a Marine, he was a soldier at one point. Okay. So he was the reason why I got out, man. I thank him to this day. Because if I would have stayed in that area for even one more day, they had bombed that city right after I got out. They bombed the city. So, every February 28th, we always, you know what I'm saying, he always hits me with the question, like, what did I do as of lately? And as I try to explain, and, you know what I'm saying, like I said, I thank him enough. I can't thank him enough because, like, my life was on the line, and he made sure I got out.
Yeah, dude. Damn. Man, I mean, how we continue this interview with talking about basketball after this? I mean, it's like it's surprising that you actually. I mean, damn, this was crazy. Now we're happy you're here, man, and the war's still going on. I
Yeah,
mean,
war
they're
still
close
going
to
on.
it. So one of the wars that's still actually going on. That says, I mean, that just says a lot.
Yeah.
Nah, they were aggressive and shit. I don't know your situation, how much family you have at home, but
Oh yeah, everybody was praying, man. You can just
yeah,
imagine, like my mom and dad can't sleep 'cause they don't know if I'm gonna make it or not.
shit.
You know what I mean? All that stuff, man. My brothers, my sisters, my aunts, my aunties. You know what I'm saying? My uncles,
Shit.
like everybody was
Yeah.
just like, man, what are we gonna do? How can we do
This
something? You
wasn't
know what
no. It wasn't really a build up in this
I
damn
mean?
war. It was
Yeah,
like literally just one day it was on, and then it
right,
was on from there.
exactly.
So,
Yeah, so yeah,
holy
my
shit.
friends
Like,
were calling a lot, man. At that time, I was dating my girlfriend at the time. She was going nuts because she
oh,
played overseas basketball. She's in a different area, and I'm over
oh,
here
oh
stuck.
shit.
So yeah, it was a lot, man. And like I said, I thank the people that were there. You know what I mean, making sure that I was good and everything like that. Um, and I was just happy to be
Okay.
home. I was just happy to be home at that time.
Oh no, man. We shit. Definitely. We're glad you made it. So, damn. So you went to that's the year after. I mean, I guess that you probably went. That was a late arrival as
Yeah,
well to Atletico Olympia.
yeah. So
Like,
yeah, so
how was that?
what happened with that was I was playing for a team in Iceland
Yeah.
called Hamar,
Okay.
and I was having a great year. I only played 4 games and there got fired. So I had 2 30-point games. We just could not win a game. I was averaging 19.6 points per game, 6 rebounds, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Can't really ask too much more after that. I just never thought that I was gonna get fired
Yeah.
from that team. And so
Of course not.
I
Shit.
mean, you got a guy that against one of the top teams, I had 32. Another game, I had
Yeah.
30. You know what I'm saying? I had like 18
High
and maybe
percentage.
14, the high percentage at the front of the field. We just was again a young team that just really didn't understand the magnitude of what can actually happen if you don't win games. And because
Yeah.
I felt like this was another one of those scenarios where they didn't understand, like the Icelandic teammates didn't understand that it was more on my back than them because they were when I got fired,
Yeah.
they were still there. Nobody that was
Yeah.
Icelandic
Exactly.
got fired. You know what I'm saying? Because you're from the country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I mean, where to go send you guys?
right,
Yeah.
so I ain't gonna lie, I was a little bit hard on those guys because I understood after being fired one time, I understood the magnitude of what it actually means to actually have to win a bass. You have to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if
Exactly.
you don't win, it doesn't phase you, but it phases me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my agent when I told him that I was getting fired, man, my agent went nuts because he was like, man, you were having a great year. Well, I don't understand like what was going on with that. I don't understand what the process of that. And then what ended up happening was um I ended up staying with my girlfriend at the time. She was playing in Hungary, and so
Okay.
I stayed there with her for maybe about a couple of months. Watched her play, enjoyed the city. She was in a great city. Um, she one of the top players in that league. She's doing pretty well. She was in the more so in the same situation as me, where she had a young group of girls, but they were
Yeah.
close to winning games, but really didn't win a lot of games. But she did her thing, and then she had got a call from one of her teammates, and a team in Hungary in the second division needed a score, needed a player. And so they
Okay.
were like they'll pay me and stuff like that. And I'm like, all right. So I end up going to a team in Hungary called Misko. And I only played 2 games there because I could have stayed there, but they couldn't pay enough to a point
Yeah.
to keep me there because they were a Division two team. Um,
Okay.
but I was averaging out in that 2 game span. I was averaging 26 points a game, and then we won. We lost the game, and then we won a game. So uh, we they wanted me to stay, but the team in
Yeah.
Bulgaria called my phone, and then I knew one of the coaches because the season in Ukraine where the team we had caught COVID,
Yeah.
he was the general manager for that team, but
Okay.
he was the coach for the Bulgaria team. So looking back at it, I should have never went to Bulgaria because
Yeah.
I just wasn't comfortable there. I don't think I was comfortable there at all. At any point in time, I don't think I was comfortable in Bulgaria.
Yeah.
But I took the chance just off of the strength of they was paying more money. They
Yeah.
they were in a good league. Like you know what I'm saying, that league got
Yeah.
a
That
couple
top league
of
is a good league.
yeah, they're a top league and they have a couple of FIBA Euro Cup teams in it and stuff like that. And for me, I just never really felt like I could be me there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I felt like because of we already had Americans there, it was already
Yeah.
established, and it just it wasn't a good year for me. So my stats kind of went downhill. Um,
Yeah.
but all in all, I enjoyed the experience because I had a couple of guys there that I knew, um, and met people there, and it just was a great year. It was a good year. We won a couple of games. We ain't win a lot, but we won. We went to the playoffs, and we lost in the first round, but we definitely made playoffs. So it was actually I guess I can call that a good year because I mean a lot of
Yeah.
teams don't make it.
Yeah. Exactly. And so, how did the playoffs go?
So
How far?
we lost in the first round to a team called Plevin. Um, we were close to winning, but it was just we just didn't do enough to win the games. And
Yeah.
um, but I say that was a great series between us. You know what I'm saying? It was going back and forth, and they just had they just had better times than us, and you know what I mean. And it kind of hampered um us because we knew we could have won that series, but we might have made a mistake here, and they might have capitalized on it or something of that nature, and uh, they just had a better games than us.
Yeah. No, but yeah, this at the end of the day, I mean, this is like your 10th year we're talking about in your career,
Yeah,
like
it's my 10th
professional
year.
career.
Yeah,
So, nah. So overall, you had a great run. I mean, it ain't many. First of all, very few that get over like 4 or 5 professional years. Like coming from college, playing overseas. If I'm not wrong, like I
right.
don't know many, to be honest. Like I
Nah,
know some.
really.
I don't know many guys like that many years. In
Yeah,
the same continent too, like Europe, because listen, those. I mean, now is the basketball now is played at such a high level. Or I mean, even now in Asia and I mean, South America,
yeah,
in the Middle East, all that. But that's now. It's more now because a lot of I don't know. You got these oil sheiks and all these people, like all this money just coming in now. So
absolutely.
everybody's investing in basketball in general. But looking at the time, you actually had your career. It was basically mainly Europe that was most
Yeah,
competitive, and you got to play top league everywhere, bro.
yeah,
Basically, so and coming off those multiple injuries, surgeries.
yeah.
Not bad. And, damn, yeah, no. Listen, I mean, you had a great career. That's why I wanted to talk to you, and it was even more than actually better than I thought. I looked it up. I really looked it up. I swear, I was like, yo, this is one of the interviews I've been more hyped to actually have because of
Appreciate that.
resume. No, for sure. So, and but I mean, yeah, we said you can shoot. I mean, But before we get out of here, like this, I mean, we gotta at least establish. Let the subscribers know, like you're really a sniper, like straight up.
Yeah, man, that's
sniper.
yeah.
So,
It's crazy.
how did
It
I
just
like? Sorry to cut you off, but how did you keep that? Yeah, how do you keep it? How you approach a season and a game like through a whole year? Because for shooters, y'all different, man. Y'all different.
yeah. It's
Like
just
it's
it just was the hard work that you know what I'm saying you had to put in. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
tell the young guys that I mentor and that I train, you know, you gotta put in the work every day. You know what I mean? Like it's just
yeah,
something that I've put in since I was a kid. You know what I mean? They didn't understand the magnitude of how many hours or how many shots I put up, you know what I'm saying, in multiple ways and shapes. You know what I'm saying? Like I
yeah,
used to people used to think I threw up shots because that's how fast I can shoot. You know what I mean? But that didn't come.
yeah. You have to shoot it fast. Yeah, too.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah.
and
So
it didn't come overnight. You know what I'm saying? I had to practice that. You know, and um, it's still to this day. It's like everybody respects me for being able to score the basketball, but really respect me for shooting. You know what I'm saying? Close
yeah,
range, long range, longer than what you have to shoot range. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I'm on the court, you have to really respect me everywhere because I don't really miss a
yeah,
lot of shots. You know what I mean? So it's like if I'm wide open, you might as well go ahead and say, "Oh, that's a bucket." You know what I mean? And
yeah.
if
Exactly.
I feel like if people just put in the magnitude of work to actually be able to do that, it's not hard. It's just that you gotta just be able to just say, "I'm just gonna go ahead and put in this grind, put in this work, understand the 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 velocity of the ball, the height of the basketball, the how can I make a lot of shots at a high level? You know what I'm saying? I watch a lot of guys. I watch Klay Thompson. I watch Steph Curry. I
Yeah,
watch even the guys before them. I watch like Steve Kerr's and the Mark
yeah.
Prices, the Reggie
You watch
Millers. You
now.
know what I'm saying? I watch
Yeah,
and
man.
I studied footwork. I studied like coming off screens. I studied all of that stuff. You know what I mean? And I made more I was more dynamic because I could score at three levels. You know what I'm saying? I can get to
Yeah,
the rim, I can score, you know what I'm saying, mid range and threes. So me shooting the basketball, it just made it more easier for me. Because a lot of guys that say, "Oh, we're shooters because we can shoot a three."
no,
But the prolific scorers understand that when
yeah,
you can shoot in every aspect, you can, you know what I'm saying, you're more dangerous than just a 3-point shooter, you know what I mean? So I just always built my game off just being a three-level playmaker, you know what I mean? Somebody who can actually pass the ball to others and somebody who can score at three levels, and it just made me a great career.
yeah. I mean, honestly, I was just watching a highlight. Now I see some of your stuff, but I just was watching again when you were talking. So maybe realistic, everything just saw. No, it's crazy, and it's funny that you mentioned Reggie Miller. Why you mentioned I saw you coming off a screen, bro. That's a guy that definitely people forgot. That he was basically like, yeah, we talk Steph and we can talk Ray Allen or whoever, but yo, I mean, Reggie Miller is like, I'm not gonna say the greatest, but you
Yeah,
can
he's
say
a
that
great
shit
kid.
too. You know,
Yeah,
so,
he's definitely top five in my book for sure.
yeah,
Has to
exactly,
be. You
easy.
know what I mean? Yeah, easy.
Player in general, that's to say, it wasn't just a shooter. It was actually he was carrying team. Like I don't think we have seen shooters like him carry a team. Like he was carrying literally, bro. Fucking point
Yeah,
five,
I
Shaq,
think
Kobe,
now,
Jordan.
yeah, I think the person that reminds me of him is Steph because Steph
Yeah,
will carry a team, and he's known for shooting the basketball. Even though he can score at all three levels as well, Steph is known to be the greatest shooter alive. And you know what I mean? So that would be my comparison to that. But
yeah.
other than that, like,
That says a lot, bro. Steph.
yeah, definitely, yeah,
So,
yeah,
but
yeah,
carrying a team as a shooter, that's a whole different, yeah, beast.
yeah.
And that was your role, which is, nah, man, shit, you, I guess. And if I can, just ask. Of course, your work ethic as you work hard, but did you have this thing? It's for shooters, bro. Most of them, in game day routine, or I don't know, the 24 hours before the games. Like, do you have anything like some maybe a drill or something you needed to do to have your shot at perfection, or was that just did you just go to the game?
So
Your team's doing it. Yeah.
when I first started overseas, I had a real bad problem with my sleeping habits, right? And I still do to this day. I'm not gonna lie, I still am a night owl to this day. But when it came like, oh, I had a game the next day, I was so anxious to play that game, I wouldn't sleep. So that was my first year. So what I started doing throughout my years, and people don't know this, I don't really tell people this, but I started, I would, saying eat early, and then I would listen to R&B music, and R&B music kind of slowed my pace down as far as uh like my anxiousness to play. Like I felt more calm and like more like just listening to the music, and I would fall asleep earlier than the usual. And then come the next day, as far as getting in the gym, I was at the gym 2 hours before the games, 3 hours before the games, shooting. I would start close shots. I wouldn't leave that close shot area until I hit at least 50 shots in like inside the paint. I'm not even talking about like outside the paint. I'm talking about inside the paint, like layups, floaters, stuff like that. And then I would go to mid range, have 5 spots, 10 shots, and then I would do threes the same way. And that was my routine every time. And then after that, I would come off ball screens, shoot mid range, do my floaters, do my threes off ball screens and stuff like that. And that was my routine. As I'm doing that, I'm still listening to R&B music because just because I'm
Staying
working
calm,
out, I'm
collected.
staying calm, right? So that was my routine.
Okay, no, it's really dope to hear, man. I mean, some guys need it, some guys don't, and for myself, to be honest, I wish I got my routine earlier. Earlier when I played, and it's different. You get anxious. I was getting anxious and nervous as fuck if I didn't do exactly what I wanted to do. If it was
Right.
this many mid range or this many floaters, layups, and then going back off to three. And when you do, it's like when you know that you do exactly what you're supposed to do, you will have a great game. And
Absolutely.
then, it depends on. I mean, if you win or not, that's a team thing. At the end of the day, but or basically you already know that if you actually do what you're supposed to do, we will win the game. Like it's different. No, it's really. I think kids in the future, our kids should establish that early, man. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like now, my last season, like I said, I was playing with young guys, and then, bro, they tell niggas that, bro, they just put their shoes on, windmill, and like they don't care. Like I try to tell them, I'm out there stretching for like 40 minutes, but nah. So before we wrap up, you at the TBL right now, you're in the middle of the season, right? Or
No, well, our
what's the
season don't start
situation?
until March. So what I'm doing
Okay,
right
so
now is
what you doing right now?
I'm basically just keeping myself in shape. I'll play games, even the rec league or something like that, just to stay in game ready shape.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I work with the Capital City Go-Go team, which is the Washington Wizards G League team. So I'm a practice player for them,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I make sure that they're ready for their season, and talk to the guys and the coaching staff and stuff like that. Just want to build connections there and everything of that nature. And it also keeps me in shape because I play against those guys every day. So
Yeah.
it's just more so like, what I'm saying, keeping myself in tip top shape. I got a gym right down the street from my area. I go there,
Yeah.
or I'll go outside and just shoot. I'll do something, whatever it takes to just go ahead and keep my mind flowing as far as basketball and just staying in shape for the season.
Okay. Now, so you're not retired. You just retired from the
Nah, but
overseas.
I do think this will be my last year playing.
Okay.
It's just something that I know like I don't want to do, of course, because I
Yeah.
love playing the game. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, you got to move on to the next phase. So I want to have I'm more focused than ever with this season because I want to make sure I end out with a great season for sure.
Yeah, you should be, and yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That moving on to the next phase, I mean, ain't that sweet as people think it
Yeah,
could be.
I know it.
Like, even
I
if you
know
planned
it.
it great and life things is settled, you have anything in place, but that mentally, just that part of
Oh man, I know.
like we say,
Ah,
preseason, getting ready for a game, all that. Ooh, we shit. Yeah, I'm dying just
yeah.
talking about it. But nah. I feel like I'm walking around talking to myself sometimes for no reason. Like, fuck. Nah, man. Yeah, even though when I go, I try to lift weights. Sometimes it's like it feels like I'm still preparing for a game.
Again,
So
yeah,
it feels like I'm preparing for something.
right.
But yeah, it's weird. But yeah, you're gonna find your way. I guess it might be easier in the States. It's still a lot more basketball
Yeah,
all around. So you won't disappear from the game or stay connected to the game. That's this.
yeah, for
That's
sure.
my advice. So nah, but listen, man, it's been great, and I was looking forward to this, and definitely lived up to all the expectations, and I hope our subscribers actually listen to every single second of this interview because yeah, you've been through it, and yeah, shit, talking about especially coming off that college career, the way your college experience were, which wasn't, you were really unlucky, and
Yeah,
still had this, but still could have this long professional career, bro. That's not that's not a normal. It's not the usual route. You didn't go through the usual route, the usual story, but you made it, man. You did, man. Congrats to you, actually. Really
man, I
respect
appreciate
you a
that for
lot
sure.
for having this
Definitely
career.
appreciate you.
So, now, man. So, I want to thank you again, and Simple B subscribers, everybody. Make sure y'all share this interview to everybody y'all know, and yeah, Maurice Creek.
Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.